Dipanshu Mohan wears many hats. He's part of Jindal University, visiting professor and dean. He's also someone who's associated with LSE and Oxford University, so he has some credentials to speak of. Let me ask you, will Indian industry stop hedging after this? There has been a problem. Many people have said that Indian industry hasn't invested. The private investment has been lagging. So after this, will that incentive be created now for them to add to the India growth story substantially, creating jobs and adding GDP and job opportunities? Dipanshu Mohan.
Thank you, Rahul, for having me here. Let me take this opportunity first to clarify a few things. This is a subject of my academic work, and I want the viewers to understand that a rationalization of an indirect tax doesn't guarantee price deductions on their own. We are assuming that prices remain status quo and that over time, certain prices would reduce because there is lesser burden of the indirect tax. Understandably so, but market forces doesn't work like that. We have a lot of reorientation of what we call as an elastic goods, where prices change and may not be effectively passed on to consumers. I can give you one simple example. Many MSMEs, one big segment of the economy, have been struggling since 2016. I've been working with MSMEs from states within Haryana, Punjab. I can't tell you how much of debt, credit, and issues that these MSMEs have been facing. My sense is that the rationalization will help, maybe perhaps enable them to keep prices status quo so that they can increase, in some cases, more profitability, and that is required. MSMEs earn and need to earn more revenue. There are two other major issues which I feel are not being discussed at all. I've been following the news all day, and I think that needs to be perspective, so your show is important in putting that. First, India's household savings have slipped to a new low, to 18.1% of the GDP in last year. This has come down from 34% of the GDP, which means that more and more Indians are saving less and they're using credit to make purchases. And this is the middle class that we're talking about. So the middle class in India is not like the middle class in other countries. You have people earning 5 lakh and 30 lakh, and they're not clubbed into what we define as the broader middle class. So the saving situation is not good. The MSME position is not good, which is where a lot of the price reductions right now will help consumer durables. Third, household debt. More and more people are spending money on debt expenditure. So if I have more disposable income now, if I am spending less on that butter or ghee, whatever that I'm buying, it's not as if I'm spending that money to either invest or increase demand or increase production. I would rather use that 6 or 10 rupees to maybe pay my debt, which has been accruing. This government has done absolutely nothing for the middle class. I must confess, I've been saying this for now 4 budgets consecutively. They have been pro-business. They have been pro-rich industrial classes.
Right.
They've hoped that they privately invest more capital, and that has not happened. I've not seen private investment kickstart. So one of the things which is important is it's good that their attention is finally turning to the middle classes. My sense is that the political economy of this GST rationalization and the timing of it is closer to the Bihar election. It's an entirely and predominantly rural.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. The tomatoes look good. What should I grow next year, though? How can my farm adapt to climate change?
You only progress when you ask better questions. Mint. Think ahead. Think growth.
MSMEs, etc. How did this, you use this term that the MSMEs will not pass on the benefits of all of this. But why wouldn't they? After all, they're in trouble because there is no consumption happening. So if they keep prices up, there will still be no consumption. They'll be stuck where they are.
No, it doesn't work like that, Rahul.
Why wouldn't it
These
work like that?
products-
That's logic.
No. So I'm explaining. Allow me to explain.
The only way they can
Regardless,
now.
a lot of the products where you've seen the GST rationalization.
No, one
are
second.
products
This
with-
is a chicken and egg question. Hang on. I just want to
No,
ask
it's-
you,
it's
what
very
came first? No,
straightforward.
what came first?
Yeah.
The debt or the lack of demand?
So lack of demand is something which happens when people are not able to spend.
So I'm asking you,
the
what
amount
came
of money.
first? You said to me that MSME, look, viewers, I like to pick on contradictions because it makes things exciting. So I just want to ask you, sir, because your logic is not linking up here. You say MSMEs have a problem. They're in debt and so on and so forth. They're not making profits. So the moment this thing hits them, they're not going to pass on the benefits.
Not
because-
necessarily
hang on.
is what I said.
Yeah, they won't lower
It's not-
prices. They
it's
won't,
not guaranteed.
Yeah, they doesn't.
that-
Rationalization of GST slabs doesn't guarantee price decreases. That's exactly your phrase, right?
Yes.
So, my point is, this is a zero-sum game. If they keep prices up there where they are, where no one is buying their goods in the first place, they're not going to be able to do business to get out of the problem they're in. So something has to give.
So if you are asking what needs to give, focus on tax credits for the MSMEs. This
Oh,
government
gosh.
in the pandemic.
Okay, so
This
viewers,
government in the
viewers,
pandemic.
there are two ways of
Rahul,
skinning
you
the
have to- you have
cat.
to
There are
allow
two.
me to
No, I'm
finish.
sorry. There are two
You have
ways of
allowed-
skinning the cat. Either
No,
you
no, I'm not skinning
incentivize the
cat.
consumer,
See, I
or
am,
you.
I am not. I don't argue things one way or the other. I just look at facts, and I have facts.
Well, I'm giving
to
you a
give
bunch of
perspective.
facts. You haven't been able to. Now, you've changed the goalpost. You said, no, to do that, you've got to now give the MSMEs
Yeah,
a bunch
so
of tax
if you
breaks.
want MSMEs to produce more, we need to allow
hang
the
on.
industry to get more
Why would
credit.
they want to produce more when people are not taking what they're already producing?
So you have to look at their incomes, and to get more incomes.
So to get more incomes, people are being given not only
There
a
are three
tax
issues
break.
here. There are 3 issues for
Okay,
your
so
viewers to
hang on. Then how
understand.
does that explain
Yeah.
the jump in productivity that led to a 7.8% growth in this fiscal? Explain to me.
7.8% growth, and the structural decomposition of that growth is not entirely happening as a result of
It
the
is also
consumption
happening.
expenditure.
I'm not saying entirely.
No,
I
no,
never
no.
use that word. It is also happening because someone is producing.
No. So nobody is saying that you're not producing anything.
So viewers, if people are producing and your economy is rising, that means someone is buying. It doesn't work. It's not a one-way street that you keep producing
See,
goods.
you must have.
No
you
one
must
takes
have
them.
In your show, you must
Okay.
have in your show heard the phrase K-shaped recovery.